come here and do the ministry. He actually recruited me, told me to go and tell my bishop that he wanted me. And my bishop said, okay. And then his successor, Bishop Van, continued to allow me to stay here. And his successor, Bishop Olson, has allowed me to stay here. So I'm very grateful that 3 bishops here in Fort Worth have allowed me to be here for 30 years. I'm grateful that TCU welcomed me so warmly. And that warm welcome from day one has continued all this time. It's been home for me. This community is my home. And I've given, honestly, I don't have a life outside of TCU. This is my life, and I could never imagine not being here, but now I have to start imagining that. FYI, I am not retiring. So why is this thing happening on 22nd? Because the chancellor said, we're going to do something for you. And it's not your thing, but you're going to come, you're going to enjoy it, you're going to smile. That's chancellor. The bishop recently thanked me for my 30 years here at TCU, and he said he has a different vision for the ministry here. He wants a different staff here, and he said he thinks it's time for a change. And he's been gracious to allow me, not to give me an assignment, but to allow me to do what I might want to do now, this next chapter and phase of my life. And people said to me, what would you do when you retired? And I said, well, we have a plane to go down before then, I could have a heart attack. But if I reach retirement age, I'd like to be a hospice chaplain. I served on an AIDS care team for 13 years when AIDS was so much of an epidemic, and I cared for people who were dying and their families. And I found it, for me, to be an enriching experience, and I think the families appreciate my ministry. So I'd like to be a hospice chaplain, but to do that, the gold standard to be even considered is called CPE, Clinical Pastoral Education. And I don't have that. In my day, I was old, we never talked about CPE, that you needed to have some supervised experience in a medical setting to qualify you to be a chaplain for a hospital or a hospice. So I've applied. Harris has a 12-month residency, Harris Hospital downtown, in CPE, and it's full-time. And I got called in for a second interview, and I'm hoping that they're still interviewing people. I haven't gotten rejection, so I'm hoping that I will be accepted into the program. And I'll get 4 units of CPE, which is, whoa, most people want to get 1 unit, I'm going to get 4 units. So I'll be there, as I understand it, so I haven't worked out all this. In the morning, I'll be in classroom, I'll be processing what I've done on the floor in the afternoon, writing up verbatims, and getting critiqued, what I did well, suggestions as to how I might improve that. And then in the afternoon, I'll be on the floor, and it won't be visiting people just coming for their tonsils to be removed. It'll be intense critical care, like oncology or trauma, emergency room, intensive care, critical coronary care, those kinds of floors I'll be on. So I'm looking forward. I've met these supervisors, and I think they're sharp. I'm going to learn a lot from them, and I think I have a lot to give. So that's exciting for me. I've told people there's nothing I would rather have done for these 30 years than to be here at TCU. I mean that. I could have left if I wanted to. I could have come back to Ohio in a heartbeat. My bishop would be glad to accept me. And I've told people, as a priest, I have the best job in the whole world as a campus minister at TCU, and I mean that in all sincerity. I have one regret. As the ministry has gotten more and more involved, it's taken more and more of my time, and early collaboration I did in student affairs, I found I couldn't say yes to everything, and I really had to draw in, and I wasn't able to do many things that I wanted to do, and I regret that. I'm in such a rich division of personnel here that have great gifts and skills and things that I could learn from, not only learn from, but partner with and enjoy a richer, broader, and my focus has gotten more narrow. And I guess the price of intensity, it's narrow. The benefit of something, the price of a broad experience is it's sort of surfacey. And I chose to give my whole self to the Catholic community. So, I'm sorry I've been more involved in city affairs. Anyways, I've talked more than you want me to, but I just needed to say, I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you.